asato ma sadgamaya om tamaso ma jyotirgamaya om mrityorma amritam gamaya om shanti shanti shanti. Namaste and welcome to day 9 of the ongoing Mahakumbh 2025 Surya Namaskar and Swadhyay series. In today's session, we will continue our Swadhyay with the help of a story that illustrates, as you think, so you become. This is part 1 of an ongoing series on this topic. Here goes the story. Once upon a time, there was an old lady who had suffered numerous misfortunes and miseries in her life and was overwhelmed with frustration, indignation, anger, hatred, and sadness. Her life became devoid of happiness, hope, brightness, and goodness. She became irritable, quarrelsome, and furious. Gradually, her vicious temperament adversely affected her health and reflected on the features of her face, which looked ugly, haggard, abhorrent, and repulsive. In due course, all her relatives and friends deserted her, and she was left all alone to lead a dry, dreary, and miserable life. The people around her avoided her repulsive company, and children would run away to hide from the sight of her ugly, dreadful countenance. A noble soul took compassion on the wretched condition of this old, miserable lady and approached her with kindness and sympathy. She asked her to recollect the brightest and happiest occasion of her life. The old lady at once brought her wedding photo and started narrating the happy and blissful events of her marriage. As she did so, luster came back in her sad eyes, and the features of her old, wrinkled face became blooming and attractive. The good lady took her to the mirror and told her to carefully observe and mark the difference between her own features before and after the interview. The old lady was astonished at her own bright eyes and glowing face in spite of her wrinkled skin. Actually, she was frightened to compare her new features with her usual miserable, repulsive countenance. The crucial point in this story is the sudden change in her countenance wrought by the sweet and blissful memory of a bright and happy occasion of her life. It was the direct and immediate result of the change in her thoughts. She was advised to replace her usual depraved thoughts with higher and nobler thoughts and contemplate frequently on the brighter side of life, with thankfulness for the blessings of the Lord as often as possible. By and by, her features changed for the better, and luster of her eyes returned, and her behavior became reasonable and endearing. Her repulsive countenance became attractive and lovely. Her neighbors and friends again flocked to her to sympathize and cheer her up. The fearful children came running to her and enjoyed her newly sprouted affection and kindness. Ultimately, she died as a loving, noble old lady instead of that repulsive, witch-like old lady, thus ensuring herself endearing, kind, and loving life in the hereafter. The magic that wrought such an unbelievable and wonderful miracle to the hopeless, despondent, and wretched life of the old lady is eternal universal law. As you think, so you become. Therefore, if a healthier, happier, and peaceful life is what we seek honestly, then we must deliberately cultivate a practice to think only those thoughts that align completely with our aspirations, while discarding all other not so useful thoughts. A task that might look a little difficult in the beginning, but one that is bound to bear sweet fruit with time. This brings us to the completion of today's collective sadhana. I hope you found it refreshing and inspiring. Leave me a comment about it and please share this with at least one person who you think might benefit from this. ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि मित्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चिन् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। Thank you.